Today is very auspicious day, Bharutine Ekadasi. Ekadasi is very dear to Krishna. If one does devotional service on Ekadashi day, he will get million times more benefit, devotional benefit. His devotion will increase. He will get realization of Supreme Lord and also detachment from worldly desires. In Shastra, we have example, Ambarish Maharaj. He was a king, but of the whole world, but he was a devotee. He did all 9 devotional forms of devotion to Krishna, and there it is written, by doing this, he could gradually conquer all kama. Kama means lust or selfish desire. There it is written gradually. It cannot happen all of a sudden because we have so many lifetimes of bad samskaras, of enjoyment spirit. So gradually that can go, but only in this way, by engaging in the service of Krishna and thereby getting higher taste. Then lower taste, you are not interested. That is why there it is written, though Ambarish Maharaj was the legal sole owner of the whole world, but he had no attachment to that. He did not think this is mine and it is meant for my enjoyment or for my renunciation. No. Why was this possible? It is written there, because he had love for Krishna and for his devotees. So when one gets higher taste, then he has no lower taste anymore to enjoy. Kama is described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita as Atmendriya Priti Bancha Tare Bolikam. Any desire to satisfy yourself, your own selfish some interest, material desires, bodily desires, sense gratification desires, that is called kama. Atmendriya Priti Bancha. To satisfy yourself is kama. Krishnendriya Priti. Atmendriya means your own senses. Atma Indriya. Atmendriya Priti Bancha Tare Bolikam. Krishnendriya Priti Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhore Prem Nam. But desire to satisfy the transcendental senses of Krishna, that is called as prema. So there is a gulf of difference. So Ambarish Maharaj, by getting prema for Supreme Lord, he could give up all other desires, and he also got full protection from Supreme Lord. As you know, Durvasa Rishi tried to kill him, but Supreme Lord's weapon, Sudarshan Chakra, protected Ambarish Maharaj. So if one is completely surrendered to Krishna, then he is always protected and maintained by Krishna. In this pure devotion, as the example of Ambarish, we can get gradually, by engaging in devotional practice under the guidance of pure devotee, gradually we can progress, and there are degrees of advancement also. It is not black and white, either you are pure devotee or non-devotee. So many degrees are there, so gradually we can attain. And he was also following Ekadasi for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is why it was necessary for him to break fasting in appropriate time, because that is scriptural injunction, and scriptural injunction is given by Krishna. So to follow scripture is to satisfy Krishna. He is giving instructions, Krishna. So following his instructions will please him. Then we have example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in Navadip Dham, he, from early morning, he gathered all his personal associates, pure devotees, in Srivas Angan, and they did kirtan whole day and whole night for the satisfaction of Krishna only, Nama Kirtan, and all ecstatical symptoms appeared in them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other. Haridas Thakur was there, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar, all other devotees, pure devotees, all. So that was real ecstasy, transcendental ecstasy, and they felt that night passed very quickly. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Sanatana Goswami to write how devotees should follow Ekadashi. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatana Goswami wrote, Upavritya papebhyo, one has to give up all kinds of sinful activities on Ekadashi, all kinds of enjoyments, and do upavas, has to fast. Another meaning is to recite, and with all good qualities, one should do upavas. Fasting and also remaining near Krishna, that is possible only through serving him. Devotees are not following like karma kandis, Ekadashi for some, because they are attracted by some material benefits. No. Also now in India, when I was in Gwalpara Dham, Srila Bhakti Soda Jitendriya Maharaj was speaking Harikatha, and there were other sannyasis also on many different missions. So Jitendriya Maharaj was speaking on Ekadashi, that was after Ram Navami. So he spoke about these different kinds of devotion, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, and some topics, very nice Harikatha he spoke. Then he wanted to conclude his Harikatha. Then some other sannyasis, they told, what about this glorification of this Ekadashi? And from that book, Ekadashi Mahatmya, you know, those stories. Then he explained, no, we are not doing this. That is not for devotees. That is meant for those who are karma kandis. They need some attraction for material benefits so that they will do Ekadashi. So he explained that point. Then it was clear. And he did not say that story. Although it is not prohibited, our Gurudev sometimes used to tell that story also, but not for the sake of that story or to attract people to follow Ekadashi because of that material benefit, but only to show what is the difference between that kind of following or for what purpose devotees are following. Only to clearly explain this difference, Gurudev spoke that story, not for the sake of other. So that we have to understand. And we are now here hearing about Satovrite, following in the footsteps of sadhus, or following the lifestyle of sadhus, or following their mentality. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote essay in relation to Upadeshamrita, third verse, last point, Satovrite. We heard that we have to follow in the footsteps of Mahajanas, great devotees. And we heard last time, there are two types of great devotees. Those who came before Mahaprabhu. I said that we can know about their characters in Gurudev's Puranic Charitavali book. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said then there are those who came together with Mahaprabhu. So, and for us, the later conduct is superior. Those of Mahaprabhu's associates, we have to follow those primarily. We can take inspiration from those also, previous, how they follow Dharma exactly. So in that way, We have to follow this Prema Dharma of Mahaprabhu as shown by his personal associates. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, to know sadvriti, or the tendency of sadhus, one should see the conduct of persons following Mahaprabhu. I will attempt to gather in this work in summary that conduct as much as I can. First, I will write about the actions and occupation of the householders seen in the activities of Mahaprabhu and his devotees. One second. One second. I had to clean. Okay. The householder should accept a wife for assisting in his worships or worship. Mahaprabhu said, Grihastha hoilam ebe chahi griho dharma. Grihini bina griha dharma na hoy shobhan. Since I am remaining at home, it is my duty to act as a grihastha. Without a wife, there is no meaning to householder life. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. When one makes a dharmic family with the wife, then sons and daughters appear as Krishna's servants. Maintaining them is called supporting the family. It is necessary to earn money according to dharma for doing this. Mahaprabhu said concerning this. Our Gurudev also told, if two come together for the service of Krishna, they marry for the service of Krishna, that is good. But if only for sense gratification, then that will give tremendous suffering. This word Gurudev used. Tremendous suffering. So outwardly looks same, but target is different. So Gurudev told, if two marry for the sake of serving Krishna together, then that is good. But if only for sense gratification, that will give tremendous suffering. So here dharmic family life means, one is like Varna Ashram Dharma, they are also following, that is also religious. What are the duties of wife, husband, according to Varna Ashram Dharma, that will gradually elevate consciousness. But in Mahaprabhu's associates, we see this, that they are together for the service of Krishna, and they are also making children as servants of Krishna. They will also do service, and later on they will continue with the service of deity. So that is also necessary. That is not sinful. That is dharmic. It is proper. It is devotional. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also sang that song. Nityananda Mahajan, Pati Achanama Hata Jibero Karan. How Nityananda Prabhu opened preaching, and he was preaching everywhere. Then at the last line we get that Krishnaro Sangsara Koro Chari Anachar Jive Dvaya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar. You do Krishna Sangsara, means Krishna family. Krishnaro Sangsara Koro Chari Anachar. You do Krishna's family, Krishna-centered family, and give up all misconduct, anachar, sinful activities, other things you give up, and you do Krishna or Sangsar, Krishna's family. Means Krishna is the owner, Krishna is the master, My wife belongs to Krishna, my children belong to Krishna, I belong to Krishna, Krishna center, then that is dharmic. Nityananda Prabhu advised this, you do this. It is not that marriage is automatically bad. No, depends on the target. That is why we see also in the life of Mahaprabhu's associates that Srinivasa Acharya, he had to marry twice even. Not only one wife, but two wives. On the order of his guru, Narahari Sarkar Thakur. Narahari Sarkar Thakur is pure devotee. He's one gopi, I forgot now which name. He's doing chamara to Mahaprabhu. We are hearing, we are singing. Narahari Adi Kori Chamara Dhulai. So he's pure devotee. Why he is ordering Srinivasa Acharya, you get married? If that is automatically sinful or bad? No, depends how. So, and Advaita Acharya told him, and then later on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in dream for a second wife. Because this is dharmic family life with wife and maintaining sons and daughters as Krishna's servants. And that earning money is also dharmic. You have to do it according to dharma. Not by sinful means, dishonest and some sinful occupations like being butcher. That is not job for devotees, but any job which is suitable and does not involve sinful activities, that can be accepted, and that becomes devotion then. Although now, at least in Western countries, it is almost impossible to avoid that there is not some kind of sin involved in any kind of job, because society is so degraded that it is already permitted with sinful activities, alcohol drinking, sex enjoyment, then meat eating, gambling. All this is automatically supported by society. So if you are in society, somehow or other you are something involved. And also by paying taxes to country, that money is also misused for sinful activities. So what to do? Something is better than nothing. Best of a bad bargain we have to do with this maintenance and do bhajan, means chanting, Harinam. There are forums also. Then by Krishna's grace we can advance. But in reality one should do job according to Varna Ashram Dharma, giving up all sinful activities. Here Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna ra samsara koro chari anachar. That which is prohibited you should give up. And jiva daya Krishna nam sarva dharmasar. To be compassionate to jiva, that is to motivate him for the service of Krishna and to guide him in the service of Krishna, to bring him to the service of Krishna. That is real jiva daya, compassion to jiva. And as our Sadhu Maharaj used to say, this means this jiva also, my jiva, my soul. We have to be first compassionate to our soul, ourselves. We have to engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. Not only we will preach to all others for name and fame, for money or for something, no, that will not be beneficial. First you have to give mercy to this jiva, you. And Krishna Nam, you have to chant Krishna Nam for his satisfaction. This is the essence of all dharma. Bhaktivinoda Thakur so sang, Nityananda Prabhu, when he was preaching, he was telling this. So it is not that all have to become sannyasis and brahmacharis. Mahaprabhu also told, it is not like that everyone has to. or that is automatically bad or sinful like that. No. Depends what is the necessity and adhikar. So earn money according to dharma for doing this. Mahaprabhu said concerning this. Prabhu bole, paribar onek tomar, nirvaha kemote tobe hoive savar, grihasta hoyen iho chahie sanchay, sanchay na koile kutuma bhara nahi hoy. This from Chaitanya Bhagavat. The Lord said, there are so many members in your family. How will you maintain everyone? Being a householder, one needs to save some money. Or collect. Sanchay can mean save money or collect money. Gather means earn. Because he is not doing so, it is difficult for him to maintain his family. I think this was in relation to Vasudev Datta Thakur or someone. Maybe. Mahaprabhu instructed one his personal associate to help to another Mahaprabhu's associate. They are all giving teaching to us for this, that he's not earning, so how he will. Like we in that verse, Sat Sangha Prapite Pumbih Sukrite Purva Sanchite. One who gathered enough Sukriti, he gets Sadhu Sangha. That is Sanchay. Here also Sanchay means collect or save. Householder can save some money for future, as we heard in Upadeshamrita, but renounced should not. He should not have any saving account. What he gets daily, he should be satisfied with that. Whatever will come by the grace of Krishna, by his begging or by its own accord, he should be satisfied, not having saving account. One may have, our Gurudev also told, when I get some money, I'm never asking for money, but others, they're giving automatically, it is coming. So immediately when I get, immediately I give for Vaishnav Seva. Immediately, I'm not saving. Or one may keep it, but already with the intention, like so much money is coming, so some Vaishnava will think, I will use this for festival during Navadip Parikrama. That will come after a few weeks, so he's thinking this money is for that. So in that way, it is already engaged. He's not saving for the sake of saving, that how I will survive, what I will eat, so I have to save something, so I'll keep this money. That thinking is not allowed for renounced. Only he may keep, but already with intention, this is for that temple construction, this is for this, this is for this. Immediately he has to engage. It is necessary to receive education at a suitable age, but one should not study scriptures averse to the Lord. Mahaprabhu said, Pore kene lok, Krishna bhakti janibare, se jodi নহিল তবে vidyai ki kore, বিষয় মাদান্ধা সব কিছুই না জানে, বিদ্যা মদে ধন মদে বৈষ্ণব না চিনে, ভাগবত পরিয়াও কারো বুদ্ধি নাশ. From Chaitanya Bhagavat. Why do people study? Education is only for understanding bhakti of Lord Krishna. If you miss this point, then what is the use of your education? Everyone is blinded by pride and sense gratification. Being proud of their education and wealth, they fail to recognize a Vaishnava. even if one studies Srimad Bhagavatam, his intelligence is destroyed if he's blinded by pride, like the Devananda Pandit showed that pastime. The point is that at that time, before, education meant study of Vedas. In Vedas, you have knowledge for both, for material science and development and for learning, and for spiritual. Everything is there in the Vedas. So education or study meant study of the Vedas only. That is why the ultimate purpose of studying is to come to the point of devotion to Krishna. If that is missed, then education is useless, only like for earning money, for sense gratification, or for becoming proud, I'm so knowledgeable, then that becomes useless. But nowadays that education in Vedic, that is lost. So, and also secular education, that was also even in Western countries before, there was like church or something. So that education was there, then it became separated. Secular, separate, and religious, separate. So now education means you have to study both. That secular to get some this worldly knowledge, and also there you have to accept what is truth and reject what is untruth in that education, because not everything is truth what they are teaching, and with some purposes also like this. Something is better than nothing. You need to know some mathematics, some language, something to live in this world, but should not blindly accept everything, also not to reject everything. Something is there necessary, but along with that, one has to study also devotional scriptures. Then education is complete. Mahaprabhu ordered that serving guests is the householder's main dharma. Grihastere Mahaprabhu Shikayeno dharma, atitir seva grihaster mul karma. Akoitave chitto sukhe jar jeno shakti, taha korilei boli atitite bhakti. In this way, the Lord, this is from Chaitanya Bhagavat, in this way the Lord satisfied all his guests and taught the world how to behave as a perfect householder. The foremost duty of a householder is to serve his guests. If a householder happily serves his guests without duplicity, joyfully and according to his ability, he is considered hospitable. Here also we have to understand, according to Indian life. In India at that time, like householders, they will live, they have house, they are earning money and saving some money, and they are having things in their house. So guests means sadhus who are traveling to different pilgrimage places. So sadhus, before there was no hotels and these things. Sadhus, they were going and they were served by good householders, pious householders, for some days, and they will pass on like this. And also other pilgrims, they may travel like this. So those who are traveling, you should serve them, because there are no like restaurants, hotels, that kind of system. So only those who are traveling, they stopped in some householders, and that householder will serve. In that way, one is serving society, sadhus and other pilgrims, and also if relatives come for some religious function, like marriage, if for Krishna, or some childbirth or even funeral or something. So there also people will gather, so you serve guests. But it is not meant like for sense gratification, someone will come and yes, let us enjoy beer. We will watch television. We will see football, soccer, or other sports, and we will drink or see some movies and we will enjoy. That is not meant that householders' main dharma is to serve guests like this. Serve guests means those who are traveling and they're all following Varna Ashram Dharma, and relatives for religious gatherings. That is meant. Not as in Western countries, they will visit each other for the sake of sense gratification. So one cannot say that Mahaprabhu said the main karma, main activity of householder is to serve guests. So now guest will come for, or I will invite for sense gratification because that is dharma. No, that is not dharma. The householder should deal with everyone sincerely. He should not hold duplicity or crookedness in his heart at all. We see in Chaitanya Bhagavat, in Sachi Mata's house, Madhavendra Puri once came and she was serving him. Or like Ishwar Puri was traveling, he was staying in the house of Gadadhar Pandit. And that in Mahaprabhu's house, that Tairtika Brahmin came, he was visiting all holy places. And he cooked for Krishna, then when he offered to Krishna, then Mahaprabhu came and ate everything. Then 3 times he had to serve. So in this way, sadhus or guests, those who are traveling on pilgrimage, Mahaprabhu said, অতএব গৃহে তুমি কৃষ্ণ বাজা গিয়া কুতি নাতি পরিহরি ekanta hoya. Therefore go back to your home and worship Lord Krishna with full attention, giving up all duplicity. So here Mahaprabhu also said, you go to your house, অতএব গৃহে তুমি কৃষ্ণ বাজা গিয়া. Go back to your home and worship Lord Krishna with full attention, ekanta hoya, with one-pointed attention, kuti nati parihari, giving up all duplicity, all insincerity. Also now, when I was in India, that Madan Gopal Prabhu, Sevak of Parangurudev, he ordered me or encouraged me for preaching. Then he asked, you are living in Slovenia in house, your mother is there, he was asking. Then I told yes. Then he said, yes, as a grihi you preach. Grihi means one who's staying in house. There was no any question of him telling you have to become brahmachari, you have to become sannyasi, it is a must, otherwise everything is useless. No, he was fully, yes, and preach. Like our Gurudev also, I heard directly from him in Calcutta. He said, householders also, they are preaching. They are doing good to society. He said, even I came like this when our Gurudev met Parangurudev first time in Gwalpara, in Harikatha. Then he became attracted to Krishna Bhakti, and our Parangurudev stayed in the house of Radha Mohan Prabhu. He was a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And our Gurudev, he said, I knew him before because he was working as a clerk to my uncle who was advocate. But I did not know that he's a disciple of Gauriya Mat. That time Gurudev came to know. So Gurudev he came to that house and met Parangurudev for second time, and he asked question, and you know how he was blessed and got guidance. And then Gurudev said, after that, I frequently went to the house of Radha Mohan Prabhu, and he was speaking Harikatha to me, he was giving prasad to me, and Gurudev said, I was fully nourished by him and encouraged. So Gurudev gave and he said though he was a householder, but he did not do any prohibited activities, any anti-devotion activities he was not doing. And he said in his house it was very sanctified atmosphere. It was pure and clean, and Tulsi was there, and maybe deities, or at least some photo. He said it was very sanctified atmosphere there, very peaceful. I used to go there and hear Harikatha and take prasad. And Gurudev then said, I took prasad there. When I came back to home, then my grandmother and others, they wanted to give me. I said, no, I will not eat. I'm not hungry. Then they would press. And he said, already I ate there in Radha Mohan Prabhu's house. Then they said, why you are eating there? You should not eat there, you should eat here. Then Guru said, that is prasad. So like that, Gurudev was, for some time, he was helped by that Radha Mohan Prabhu in beginning when he was still in house. So he said, I came by householder, and he organized and he took care of Parangurudev there in Gwalpara. So he said they are also doing good to society. So you worship Lord Krishna in your house without any duplicity, insincerity, like with some other motives or some sinful activities, that you give up and worship Krishna. Serving elders is a major dharma of a householder. Mahaprabhu said, Grihasta hoya koribo pita matar sevam. Ihate itushto hoven Lakshmi Narayan. I shall become a householder and thus serve my parents. For this action will very much satisfy Lakshmi and Narayan. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu, when he got married and he said, I will serve. Because again, we have to understand this in the context. In India, Vedic society, there is no like pension system. And there is no old elderly man that, I don't know how that is in English, that home for elderly, dom ostareli. That system is not there. System is parents will serve children when they are young and they cannot take care of themselves. Then children in old age, they will serve parents. That is their dharma because they are indebted to them. They were brought up by them when they were unable to survive without their help. Like that, now they are elderly, so they are unable to survive without the help of children, so they are serving. Only in some cases, you had some arrangements for elderly also, if they became widows or something, there was some system also. But generally, like widows, they would stay near some temple, they would get prasad. Some arrangement was there by God in society, but generally it was that it is children's dharma, duty to serve parents in their old age. And that is dharmic, that will satisfy Lakshmi Narayan. The householder should learn the dharma of a renunciate in his heart. But he should not wear the dress of a renunciate. Mahaprabhu said, স্থির হইয়া ঘরে যাও নাহাও বাতুল ক্রমে ক্রমে পায় লোক ভাবা সিন্ধু কুল মার্কতা বৈরাগ্য ন কর লোক দেখাইয়া যথা যোগ্য বিষয় বুঞ্জে আলাসক্তা হইয়া অন্তরে নিষ্ঠা কর বাহ্যে লোক ব্যবহার অচিরাত কৃষ্ণ তোমায় করিবে উদ্ধার. This is very famous. It is Mahaprabhu spoke to Raghunath Das Goswami. When Raghunath Das Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said, I will go with you, I will travel with you everywhere, like becoming renunciate, I will travel with you. Then Mahaprabhu said, no, it is not possible for you now. You are not eligible for this now. So don't become like a madman here, he's telling, and don't show like renunciation outside, only to show to people for name and fame, no. So now I will read translation. Be patient and return home. Don't be a crazy fellow. By and by you will be able to cross the ocean of material existence. Means krome krome, means step by step, gradually. You can bhava sindhukul, you can cross over this ocean of material existence. It is not all of a sudden you can become sannyasi and travel around. Not like that. Everyone can do. We saw also in history, in modern history, like immediately becoming brahmachari sannyasis, but they could not remain like that because not on that level of purity yet. One can study as a brahmachari for that period in the house of Guru, study, and then after that study is complete, if that tendency is there to get married, then taking the permission of Guru, one will marry and follow dharmic life. That is proper sequence. And if someone decided, no, I will not marry, then he will not marry. He will remain brahmachari and then take sannyas, or remain brahmachari also whole life. It is also possible. Narottam Thakur was brahmachari whole life. As a brahmachari he was preaching. He never took sannyas or Babaji. Brahmachari. And some remained householder whole life. Srinivasacharya preaching. And some took sannyas or Babaji. Depends. So you should not make yourself a show bottle devotee and become a false renunciate, like Markata Vairagya. Markata means monkey. Monkey outwardly looks like he's fully renounced. He's not wearing any cloth. He's not having any house. He's on the tree. But inside there is desire for sense enjoyment with female monkey. And show bottle, this also we have to understand what is the meaning of show bottle. In India, you have some Ayurvedic shops or other medical. That time they were Ayurvedic. So you have some bottles in the shop, but there are show bottles like outside to show what is available. They are not full with that medicine. They are there only for show, so that you can know this is available here. That is show bottle. Means outwardly looks like medicine, but there is no substance within. Like that, one may act outwardly as a sannyasi or show like he's a sannyasi or something renounced, but whether inside there is a renunciation or not, that has to be seen also. Otherwise, only show bottle renunciation. So you should not make yourself a show bottle devotee. I'm a great devotee as a show, but inside. And become a false renunciate. for the time being, enjoy the material world in a befitting way and do not become attached to it. Means you accept whatever is necessary for your bhajan, job and food and everything, what is necessary for your balanced survival and health care, everything, you accept that. What is favorable for your bhajan, you accept that without being attached. Means it is for Krishna's sake. Within your heart, you should keep yourself very faithful to Krishna, but externally you may behave like an ordinary man. Ordinary man, again, here we have to understand in the context. In that time, in that case of Raghunath Das Goswami, ordinary man means they're following Varna Ashram Dharma, householder Dharma, like this. His father and uncle and all in family, they're dharmic persons, Varna Ashram Dharma. They're not engaged in any sinful activities, but they are also not pure devotees. So Mahaprabhu told, you may behave like them externally, doing all household functions and this and that, everything, but inside your heart you should keep full faith in Krishna and worship him. Thus Krishna will soon be very pleased and deliver you from the clutches of Maya. So you don't show outside this, I am a great devotee, I am a renounced saint, like this. No, you behave like this normal man and worship Krishna. So here it does not mean in Bengali like Antare Nishta Kora Bhajya Lok Vyavahar. Inside your heart you keep faith in Krishna and outwardly you behave like a normal man. This normal man is not some Western normal man engaged in all kinds of sinful activities as normality, as norm in society, like drinking alcohol, having ladies, having eating meat like this. That is normal in our society. So Mahaprabhu here, when he said behave like a normal man, he did not mean this. He meant that kind of normal man. So it should not be misapplied. That is why we have to follow Shastra under the guidance of realized soul, not whimsically, by our own imagination and inexperienced way. It is not meant, because it is impossible. How you can, it is also contradictory. Mahaprabhu said, Antare Nishta Karo. Inside your heart you have firm faith in Krishna, you worship him. Outwardly behave like ordinary men. So if one is a devotee of Krishna, how it is possible for him to do some kind of sinful activities which are displeasing to Krishna? So it is not meant as some Western normal man. Otherwise, what is the use of telling us you have to follow 4 regulative principles as a devotee? And then they will say, behave as a normal man. Normal man here means meat eating. So here it means this: you should not behave like as if you are now renounced already. And you can travel around like a sannyasi without any concern for anything and fully engaged in the service of Krishna. That stage you cannot get all of a sudden. So now you started bhajan. So you do bhajan in your house and give up all sinful activities and stay in house, have peaceful, that whatever is necessary for your bhajan you accept, but giving up all sinful activities and you worship, then gradually when you will become pure in your heart, then when only this desire will be there, only to serve Krishna, because you will realize your eternal relation with Krishna. You will be well established in that. Only when that will happen, then renunciation is natural. So in that stage, one can easily and safely, without risk, he can become a renounciate, because already he's well established in his relation with Krishna through realization, and he's fixed there. We may get some glimpse, but we are not fixed. So if you are not fixed, then suddenly emotionally you will become like a renunciate, but that will not be stable. Then again you will have to go down. So that is not proper. Gurudev is checking this. So I heard from Gurudev. He said, my Gurudev told me I should give sannyas only to those who are very sincere devotees. Means they have no any other desires anymore, because they realize their eternal relation with Krishna. Otherwise, if suddenly or unqualified, they may again give up sannyas and go back due to that previous samskaras. That is risky. It is not for everyone. So, but householders, they should do bhajan and gradually become more and more renounced inside their heart, in the sense of giving up other desires in heart. They should do that and increase more and more, not only showing outside. That is not necessary. Even after becoming pure devotee in house, it is not that everyone will become sannyasis or babajis. Not necessary. They may also remain in house and do pure bhajan in house. Depends what Krishna wants, how they should preach in this world, how they should live. Like we have that example of Madan Mohan Prabhu, grandfather of Udayan Maharaj. He's a householder, disciple of Prabhupada. Whole life he remained as a householder, but he was pure devotee. Also we see our Madan Gopal Prabhu. He is pure devotee, but he's remaining as white cloth brahmachari, even now. But all sannyasis, they are worshipping him. They are coming, bowing down to him, praying for his grace, taking guidance. Sannyasis. He's white cloth brahmachari. So main importance is devotion and ashram according to what Krishna desires, what Guru desires. That kind of living one will do, and gradually progress. So if one practices in this way, then Mahaprabhu says, thus Krishna will soon be very pleased and deliver you from the clutches of Maya. Later on, Mahaprabhu told him, when the time will come, if you will practice this, then the time will come when Krishna will reveal to you at that time how you can come out from the house. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. So he could already tell him now how he could escape. Because he's omniscient, he knows everything. He could already told him, but he did not tell him at that time. Though he knows everything. Gurudev also knows. But the point is, if he tells him now, then that may be misused, or he will think about that. So he told him, now you cannot renounce, you cannot escape from your house. You tried, but you were caught, you know. So you do bhajan in your house. When the time will come, at that time Krishna will reveal to you. When Krishna sees you are practicing and you are becoming qualified, that time, it is not that everything you will get in advance. Everything will be revealed in advance. No. It will come at appropriate time. According to our surrender and practice, if we sincerely practice, when teacher will see now he learned the lesson and now he passed the exam, then he will give next teaching. Not before that, because it is useless. So Raghunath Das Goswami went to house, he did bhajan. Then Nityananda Prabhu came and Raghunath Das Goswami asked permission and he said, I want to serve Nityananda Prabhu. He served Nityananda Prabhu and his associates. Then Nityananda Prabhu blessed him and he said, now your obstacles are removed. You will get Mahaprabhu Again, it passed some time. Then one day, all of a sudden, that arrangement was made by Krishna that his priest guru came and requested Raghunath Goswami to persuade that pujari to take up his service, and he went with his guru. Others saw he's going with guru, no problem, priest. So then that Yadunandan Acharya, his priest guru, he told him, you persuade that pujari to come and do puja. Then he went to his house, and Raghunath Das Goswami said, yes, I will go to him and I will tell him. And the Yadunandan Acharya was gone. Now Raghunath Das Goswami was alone. Then he understood, by the grace of Krishna, this is now arrangement for me. Now Krishna given me this, and it was bona fide, it was approved. So immediately he escaped and came to Puri. Then Mahaprabhu accepted, yes, now it is very good you came. So like that, gradually we will get instructions and practices according to our advancement. We should not jump ahead, Raganuga, this, Manjari, or some other. No, when time will come, you will get, or become sannyasi or like travel. No, it will happen according to Krishna's arrangement. When he will open, when he will arrange, then it will be bona fide. Forcibly, we cannot go ahead. So tomorrow we will further here.